Hi, and thank you for visiting my channel. For more information, kindly subscribe and follow. Now let's get started.
Roman Reigns has locked horns with almost every big name in WWE by now, barring a few. One such dream match would have turned true if things had gone down as planned. Karrion Kross has spilled the beans on a cancelled three-way match that would have seen him take on Reigns and Drew McIntyre. Kross and wife Scarlett had a tumultuous second tenure with WWE, which ended earlier this year. In a chat with ScaredyCast, Karrion Kross opened up about his memorable angle with Drew McIntyre and Roman Reigns from 2022. Kross mentioned that he was excited to see how the story would pan out, only to be met with abject disappointment. He revealed that a change in the creative team led to the storyline being abruptly dropped and discarded with no conclusion. "I would have liked to have paid off the match with Roman Reigns. I had heard a few different variations of what was supposed to happen with that. One of the variations was like a potential triple threat between me, Drew, and Roman when we first came back. But somebody else came back to the company and got involved with creative shortly after us and completely killed that and then drove, Drew off a cliff. JR Wrestling." Karrion Kross was left disappointed with how WWE handled the contract negotiations. Last month, Kross disclosed how negotiations with WWE left a bitter taste in his mouth as the company employed unethical tactics. He stated that the one handling the situation threatened to inform the higher-ups that he was unwilling to sign a new deal if he didn't agree to the existing terms. "We know what's going on. And if the conversation is not going to proceed fairly, then we'll just say, hey, we'd like to keep dialogue open. We're not saying no, but we'd like to keep the dialogue open. We'd like to further discuss this." At one point, the guy was like, "Well, we're going to tell them that you declined the offer," and I said, "Don't do that because that's not what I did. Don't put words in my mouth. Don't tell them that I declined the offer." The whole conversation felt strategic and very gross, Kross said. Things seem to have ended on quite a bitter note between the two sides. As such, it's unlikely we'll see Karrion Kross and Scarlett back in WWE anytime soon. For months, WWE fans had circled the date on their calendars. The hype packages were rolling, ticket sales were skyrocketing, and social media was in full meltdown mode. WWE was preparing to deliver one of the biggest blockbusters in years, a massive Roman Reigns match that was expected to reshape the entire future of the company. It was supposed to be the match. The one fans had been begging for. The one WWE was banking on. And then, in a twist no one saw coming, the match was abruptly cancelled. The announcement hit the WWE universe like a thunderstorm out of nowhere. No warning. No explanation. No cryptic tweets from the tribal chief, no ominous comments from Paul Heyman. Just a sudden confirmation from internal sources, the highly anticipated Roman Reigns showdown was officially off the table. But what truly stunned everyone wasn't just that the match was cancelled, it was why. A night that changed everything. Behind the scenes, the tension had been building for weeks. Roman Reigns had returned with renewed focus, ready to reclaim his throne after months away. He was stronger, leaner, angrier, a man on a mission. WWE had crafted a grand narrative around his comeback, pushing the story toward a blockbuster collision that would headline a major premium live event. Whispers backstage suggested WWE was preparing Roman to face a top-level opponent, someone who could match the magnitude of the tribal chief's legacy. Names floated around: Seth Rollins, Cody Rhodes, Gunther, even a surprise outsider. The anticipation grew louder and louder. And then, less than 48 hours before the contract signing, everything unraveled. The emergency meeting. Late Friday night, WWE officials held a closed-door emergency meeting that lasted nearly 3 hours. Sources described it as dense, chaotic, and emotionally charged. Several top executives were present. Creative leads were present. And Roman Reigns himself was reportedly patched in via a private video call. When the meeting ended, the decision was made: the blockbuster Roman Reigns match was being scrapped. But not because of creative changes. Not because of injuries. Not because a superstar walked out. According to insiders, the cancellation was triggered by a major conflict involving scheduling, story direction, and Roman Reigns' long-term vision for his character. Roman Reigns stood his ground. Roman Reigns has earned a level of creative influence that few wrestlers in modern history have enjoyed. After nearly 4 years as the most dominant champion in WWE, his voice carries significant weight. And Roman, according to several reports, was not on board with the direction WWE was trying to push. "This isn't the story we've been telling," Roman allegedly told WWE leadership. "And it's not the story fans deserve." The tribal chief wasn't being stubborn, he simply believed the match didn't line up with the legacy he had built, nor did it logically fit the arc he spent years crafting. He had returned with purpose. He wanted the right opponent at the right time, someone who truly made sense in the Bloodline saga. The match WWE proposed? Roman felt it was rushed. Forced. A ratings grab without narrative depth. And if Roman Reigns wasn't going to put his heart into it, he wasn't going to do it at all. A superstar pulled from the event. The moment Roman withdrew his approval, everything fell apart. The creative team scrambled to rework plans. The marketing team had to halt their rollout. And the superstar set to face Roman, a huge name who had already begun training and filming promotional material, was reportedly furious at the last-minute decision. This unnamed top star had shifted their own storyline, turning down other opportunities, to be part of what was supposed to be the next mega chapter in WWE history. To have it yanked away hours before the announcement created tremendous backstage frustration. Some insiders said the star confronted officials, insisting WWE needs to decide whether it's serving the company or serving one character. Others sympathized with Roman, saying the match indeed felt premature. Either way, the damage was done. The match was dead. Fans left in shock and confusion. The WWE universe exploded online. Fans had already been buzzing about mysterious teases on TV, cryptic camera cuts, blood-red lighting, references to unfinished business, Paul Heyman's nervous energy, and everyone believed those clues pointed toward Roman Reigns' blockbuster return match. Thousands had started fantasy booking the showdown. Thousands had already bought travel packages. Tens of thousands were planning watch parties around the world. Then came the news, canceled. But perhaps the biggest shock of all was that WWE actually confirmed it internally, meaning the situation was serious enough to derail months of preparation. What was WWE's big plan? While the company hasn't officially revealed who Roman Reigns was supposed to face, several high-level sources have said the cancelled match was meant to be a massive, era-defining confrontation that would set the stage for WrestleMania season. Some believe it was intended to rebuild Roman's dominance before a major WrestleMania rematch. Others think it was meant to introduce a shocking new rival who would reshape the entire Bloodline saga. A few even speculated that the cancelled match involved a crossover star, someone outside the WWE universe, and that negotiations fell apart at the last second. The truth remains hidden behind locked doors. Paul Heyman's surprising reaction. One of the most unexpected parts of this story was the reaction of Paul Heyman. Known for being Roman's wise man and the voice of calm calculation, Heyman was reportedly emotional during the emergency meeting. Sources said Heyman believed the match represented an opportunity to complete a story years in the making. But when Roman stood his ground, Heyman backed him 100%. As always. He reportedly told WWE officials, "Roman has earned the right to decide how his story is told. If you want him at his best, you have to trust his instincts." Those words sealed the decision. With the match cancelled, WWE is now scrambling to restructure its main event plans. Fans may still get Roman Reigns back soon, but the opponent, the story, and the setting will likely be very different. Some believe WWE will pivot to a more personal rivalry. Others think Roman's next feud may involve internal conflict within the bloodline itself. And a few insiders claim WWE is now preparing a return storyline even bigger than the match that was cancelled. For now, one thing is clear. WWE didn't just cancel a match, they detonated months of plans and reshaped the future of Roman Reigns' path.